Hi, I am Dr. Makan. I am done with my internal medicine residency and I've helped numerous candidates over the years. And this video aims to provide a complete overview for applicants so you have a clear idea what you're getting yourself into right now. Applying for a residency program can be a source of stress, so hopefully this is helpful. This will be suitable for most specialties, but when considering an internal medicine residency, it is crucial to take into account the location of the program. And I would think this is also important for other residencies and specialties. I would recommend opting for inner city locations, which are generally recommended as they offer greater autonomy and a wider range of clinical exposure. And having said that, you do also need a support network in place, which is very vital in a demanding residency. Don't forget to prioritize your mental health, and cities do offer more outlets for your out-of-hospital life, and possibly you already have friends in the area. Now let's have a look at the ERAS website and the timeline for the 2024 season. Alright, when we come to look for timelines, there are two listed over here. So the first one is a regular residency timeline, and then there is for the international medical graduates. So there's only one difference because international medical graduates have a token. So let's have a look at this, and that will take care of both. If you are an American graduate or an international medical graduate, the only thing different is the token now. So of course the last season is over. This was ERAS 2023, and of course the season opened on June 7th for this time around, 2024. Then June 28, this is the difference between the two calendars. ECFMG will release tokens to IMG residency applicants June 28th. And then September 6th is the important date where residency applicants may begin submitting their ERAS applications to programs. 9 a.m. September 6th, 9 a.m. But the most important date over here is September 27. This is where the residency programs, they begin reviewing my ERAS applications 9 a.m. ET Eastern time. So this is the important date by which people need to have their applications ready. The season will end May 31st next year. So this was important to note. And one more thing you need to have a look at is to signing into my ERAS if you have not been on this website before. So if you go over here, you can have a look at this. You have to log in or register for my ERAS if you have not done so already. And if you haven't done so already, you may need to create an account, your AAMC account made first, or you can go ahead with this. So just wanted to show this. And in the end of this video, I will mention a few concise 9 tips for the ERAS applications, maybe more. Now keep in mind, for international medical graduates, IMGs, and some American medical graduates, AMGs, obtaining a visa may be necessary. Choosing between a J1 and a H1B visa requires flexibility. If your long-term goal is to stay in the United States, then H1B visa provides an easier path to applying for a green card. However, it is important to note that few residencies and subspecialty fellowships are willing to sponsor the H1B visa due to associated costs. And costs can run into $5,000 to $10,000 per applicant for the residency program. So just keep that in mind. There are not a lot of programs who are doing that. But if you're not able to get into a H1B program, and this is a completely separate topic, and hopefully we will have a video on this separately, but keep a few things in mind on this topic. Now let's take a deep dive into the various aspects of the ERAS application itself. The USMLE steps play a significant role in the selection process. Program directors often use USMLE scores. In the past, it used to be step 1 as well as step 2. Now, of course, step 1 does not have a score, but step 2 can be used as a filter for applicants. It is crucial to thoroughly prepare for these exams by practicing thousands of questions and taking multiple practice tests. And most of you are already done with this stage. So hopefully we all aim for high scores, and especially with the step 2, that is important for IMGs as a criteria for them to set for themselves. Try to have a score beyond 240 at least. And especially for internal medicine residency, you need to have a score beyond 240. Step 2 score below average, you may not be considered a good candidate, and you may need to have step 3 in the bag just to make sure that you are a stronger candidate and you can be a more well-rounded candidate for this reason. Now, when you start with the application, your CV comes first. It holds great importance in this whole application process. It should highlight your clinical experiences, your research involvement, and any leadership roles. And for IMGs, it is advisable to obtain at least 3 months of hands-on US clinical exposure through externships, sub-internships, or inpatient-outpatient observerships. And if any of these in-person rotations are not feasible, virtual rotations, tele-rotations can be considered as backup options. Then, of course, research experience is also valuable, especially if it results in a poster, an abstract, or a publication. Also include any additional training or residencies from other countries as it adds to your qualifications. Then there is an extracurricular activity segment which should be listed separately in your application to showcase your diverse interests and experiences. While they may not carry as much weight as your other components, they can demonstrate a significant leadership quality ability. Make sure you minimize any lengthy gaps in your CV, and if there are unavoidable gaps, address them in your personal statement. Then comes the personal statement, and it is an essential part of your application, often dreaded by applicants. Keep it focused to your reasons for choosing this field, what you bring to the table, and your unique perspective. Avoid relying solely on personal stories or anecdotes about sick family members. That is what everybody does, unfortunately. And you have to ensure that your personal statement is free from typos, grammatical mistakes, spelling errors. For IMGs, it is advisable to have a native English speaker review your statement before submission, because I have seen horrors reviewing many of these personal statements. So keep that in mind. Then we come to the letters of recommendation. And program directors hold good and strong recommendation letters very highly. Aim to obtain minimum of 3 and ideally 4 letters. Faculty members from the same residency background should be the primary source for your recommendations. If, of course, that's not possible, consider letters from associated residencies. For example, if you are trying to go into internal medicine, family medicine may work. Med peds may work. If you want to go into surgery, urology may work. Things like that will help out. And if your letter writers have connections or hold leadership positions in residency programs, encourage them to advocate for you through personalized emails to program directors. Now, next we have the transcripts and medical student performance evaluations, MSPE, and these are crucial components of your applications. For AMGs, these are automatically handled by their schools. However, IMGs must actively follow up with their schools to ensure a timely submission. And if your school does not provide a MSPE, request a letterhead document confirming its unavailability. So keep in mind, a lot of international schools may miss this if they are just connecting with this USMLE process, and a detailed mark sheets by rotation is essential. So this has to be a component of this MSPE. So verify that your school sends them. And if necessary, consider emailing them directly to the program that you are going to apply into. Next, we go into the supplemental application. So beginning in late 2021, ERAS introduced a supplemental application with additional sections for applicants to provide more information to the programs. One key feature is the ability to signal your high interest in specific programs. So you can try to use this opportunity thoughtfully and signal programs that genuinely align with your preferences and qualifications. Avoid signaling programs with unrealistic requirements or where your chances are slim. And of course, strategic signaling can increase the likelihood of your application being reviewed by those programs. But this is a completely separate topic, and I will look to have a video on this topic, so look out for that video in my channel. A specific tip I want to give everybody out there, that if you are particularly interested in a program and that is in the location that you want to go into, right? So before all this season, and probably late for a lot of people, but if you're watching this video, you should go to and visit programs, try to connect with them, with the program director or the program coordinator. Go and talk to them that, hey, or email them that, hey, I'm here and I'm looking forward in the future and I want to see if I can rotate at your location. See, they may have an option for you to rotate there, and that may increase your chances of matching in that particular program, and of course getting an interview first from this program if you do a good job at that rotation. Then coming back to the application, ensure that your entire application is submitted on time. Make sure it is submitted by September 27th when programs are going to start looking at the applications. You don't want to come in as a late application and they may not want to look at your application. If you do have a missing piece coming on, submit that as soon as that is available. One thing I want to stress is avoid contacting the program director, except in a significant circumstance such as a change in your visa status, or if you have a valid reason for wanting to work in that specific program and geographic location. Try to be in communication with the program coordinator. That is their job, right? Not the program director's job. Then subsequently, prior to your interviews, thoroughly research each program's website to gather relevant information. During the interviews, focus on asking about the program's unique aspects that are not already available online. Treat each interaction as an opportunity to make a positive impression, since everyone you encounter may have an influence on the selection process. Now, keep in mind, it could be virtual or personal interviews. Afterwards, send thank you emails to the interviewers and program coordinators. Emails have a longer shelf life than physical letters. I know that in the past people used to advocate you sending people letters. If you want, you could do both. One thing to keep in mind is that not hearing from a program after the interview day is normal. Avoid excessive communication as it is generally discouraged by program directors. And if you feel compelled to reach out, make sure that you do not overload them with long and lengthy emails and messages. They are busy people. They get thousands of emails every single day. And I will have a different video on talking about how to actually share your high interest in programs, but of course, try to avoid making false claims. Now, as promised, a few best tips for the ERAS residency application for 2024 and beyond. Number one, start early. The ERAS application, of course, opens June 2023 this year, so it is important to start early, and this can carry on for years down the line. This will give you plenty of time to gather your documents, write your personal statement, and get your letters of recommendations in line. Then be organized. The ERAS application is a long and complex process, so it is important to be organized. Create a checklist of all the tasks you need to complete and keep track of your progress. Then 3, use your resources that are available to you. There are many resources available to you with the ERAS application. The AAMC website has a wealth of information, and there are also many books and websites that you can look to seek help from. In the same line, get help from others. This is number 4. Ask your mentors, professors, and friends to help you with the application. They can provide you with feedback on your personal statement perhaps, and of course seeing what best could be done regarding your recommendation letters. Then number 5 is proofread your application carefully. Typos and grammatical errors will make you look unprofessional. Make sure you proofread your application carefully before you submit it. Then of course, be yourself. The ERAS application is a chance to show residency programs who you are as a person. Be yourself and let your personality shine through in your application. Number 7, highlight your strengths. In your personal statement and recommendation letters, highlight your strengths and why you would be a good fit for this residency program. And then be positive. Your application should be positive and enthusiastic. Avoid dwelling on your weaknesses or mistakes. Then number 9 is follow up. After you submit your application, make sure that you connect with the program coordinator and start to talk to people who may be able to get you a residency spot interview. Keep that in mind. Contacts help. They're not everything, but everything counts over here. So let me know what other topics regarding residency you would need me to talk about. You can check other videos on the channel, and I have a couple of videos on important interview questions if this is the time of the year for you. Additionally, if you want a list of the 25 most common residency questions and just some brief template answers, then you can get that checklist in the link below in the description for you to download the document. And you can also subscribe to this channel if you prefer and join the Facebook group where you can share and learn regarding the residency process. Wishing you the best of luck with the match process. Check out this video. I think this will be useful. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.